Oh, yeah. We're back. It's the pregame show. Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game. Good morning to all you beautiful people out there. If you're just waking up, your night shift's winding down, enjoying that crisp, clean, soon-to-be winter air. You're starting to feel it now, too. I ride a scooter into work. You feel that on your face in the morning. And you know what? I like it. It slaps me awake. Now, there's certain smells out there that I do not like. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about sports the next hour and other things. Whatever you want to talk about, really. Because it's your show, too. 888-957-9570. That's the number to get involved. Call or text the Comcast Business text line, as always. And you can hit us up on Twitch and YouTube. We are streaming there Monday through Friday, all day long. Search 95.7 The Game, like and subscribe. Ring that bell. Give us all the likes. We're a sucker for likes. And also, be sure to download that Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game. Take us wherever you need to go. Coast to coast. LA, Chicago, New York, Miami, wherever you want to go. And if you're international, again, YouTube. Because we are so international here on the pregame show. Shout out Be Legit. Let me take off this noisy vest. There we go. I missed you guys yesterday. Filling in for Joe Shasky, of course, of the Morning Roast, who's back today with Bonte Hill. So we got a lot to catch up on. Eagles-Niners. It's the game of the week. Could be the game of the year, possibly. A lot of S-talk in between these two teams. A lot of history recently with these two squads. Obviously, Brock Purdy tearing the ligament in his elbow in the first series. Was it first or second series of the game? I mean, it feels like yesterday, but at the same time, it feels so long ago. Like Brock Purdy is, proved to the world at this point that he is for real. At least to me. I mean, there's still going to be the doubters. There's always going to be doubters. There's always going to be the haters. That's fine. We don't have to worry about them. But this is a massive game for him and a massive mental hurdle to get over. A team that physically punished and dominated you in the NFC Championship game in Philadelphia. And all you could do, was just talk about the what-if scenarios. If you're, Deebo Samuel or Christian McCaffrey or Robbie Gould. Let's start with Deebo Samuel. And this is a massive game for him because he has been doing a lot of talking. Him, James Bradbury, the secondary player for the Philadelphia Eagles, saying, you know what, on Twitter yesterday, it's okay to troll my guy. Go ahead. Eagles fans, go at Deebo Samuel. Go at all the Niners people. They're just stoking the fire. Hassan Reddick, stoking the fire. Speaking of which, strike that, reverse it. Let's start with Hassan Reddick first. I believe this was after the game, a thriller in overtime in which the Eagles edged the Buffalo Bills. Here's Hassan Reddick, their star quarterback tackler, if you will, defensive end, talking about talk being cheap with the 49ers.
As this season been going on, not much. Talk is cheap. They get to come back in the link. It was a lot of boo-hoos last year, a lot of crying, a lot of what if, a lot of this, a lot of that. They get a chance to come back in here, line that up and prove it again.
Prove it again. You know what? I love it. I love the trash talking on both sides. It's great. Too much lovey-dovey in sports right now. I'm going to be honest. Not loving that. Too many jersey swaps. Too many, you're my boy, this guy's my boy. We're all the same clutch clients. We're all the same, who's my guy out there? Boris clients. No. I need some good old-fashioned hate in my life, in my sports fandom. And this is sports hate. It's not real-life hate, although sometimes it bleeds over. Can get personal. A lot of that was the discussion point yesterday when I was talking to Bonte on the Morning Roast. It's personal for a lot of Niner fans that travel out to Philadelphia. I don't blame them. The way they were treated, the way they were talked to, all of that. All for their quarterback to get hurt right off the start, and the game was basically over then. So 888-957-9570. How fired up are you 49ers fans for this matchup? Is it personal for you? And also, got a huge game. Speaking of personal, Draymond Green. He's back, baby. Warriors, Kings tonight. Sacramento, Golden 1. Be there, be square. In-season tournament action, baby. A lot on the line. Awful lot. So let me get this straight. Let me see if I got this right, Sam. You can follow me here. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Producer Sam Lubman, extraordinaire. Morning Roast, host of Garlic Fries and Baseball Guys. Hot stove. So the Warriors need the Thunder to win, correct? Thunder to win, and then they just need to beat the Kings. And if they win by a certain margin, then they win the group?
I don't know about the margin of victory part, but I do think, if they win and then the Thunder win, I do think the Warriors clinch the group.
Okay. Or at least they get through to the next round, whatever. Because there's a scenario if they lose and the T-Wolves win where they don't make it at all, correct? We'll get on that. Apologies to all the in-season people that are super excited about it. And not that I'm not. It's just usually these things are a lot easier in soccer when it comes to goal differential, because that's basically what Adam Silver and co are modeling this after. It's the, English Premier League, FA Cup, Europa, all this stuff, Champions League. They have these tables, right? You win, you get 3 points. You lose, you get none. You tie, you get a point. And then it goes off goal differential. So let me know, Sam. You can hop on.
Yeah, no, so I'm just looking at it now. It looks like Minnesota's 2-1, the Warriors are 2-1, and the Kings are 3-0. So if the Warriors beat the Kings tonight, both will be 3-0, but the Warriors have the tiebreaker based on the head-to-head matchup. And then if Minnesota loses, they'll be 2-2, which obviously isn't as good as the Warriors 3-1. So therefore, a Thunder win plus a Warriors win gives the Warriors the prestigious Group C championship title.
Got it. And it's all coming together. Huge.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
It's all coming together, baby. Let's go. Draymond Green. The script writers were perfect for this. The 5-game suspension is up. Draymond's back. He spoke to the media recently. And by the way, Klay Thompson spoke to the media yesterday. He had some interesting comments with our guy, Tim Kawakami, who is joining the Morning Roast at 9:20. Tim Kawakami of The Athletic, longtime Bay Area sports writer. Now with Odyssey as well. His TK podcast picked up by Odyssey. So golf clap there. We love that. Always be contenting, ABC. Draymond Green talking to the media and talking about his past suspensions, not admitting fault, and protecting his teammates.
To continue mentioning what he did in the past, I've paid for those. I got suspended in Game 5 of the finals. So you can't keep suspending me for those actions. But in saying that, I'm also not one to admit when I'm at fault. It is what it is. I think, for me, anytime there's a situation and a teammate needs you to come to their defense, I'm going to come to their defense, and that's just that, especially with someone that I've been playing with for 12 years. That's more than a teammate. That's a brother. And things can be interpreted how people interpret them. I'm not really here to judge people's interpretations or try to change them. They are what they are. But I know for me, I'm going to always be there for my teammates. And that's who I am. That's who I am as a teammate. That's who I am as a friend. If I'm your friend, I'm going to be there for you. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You look to your side, I'll be right there, if not in front of me.
Good morning to all of you on the Twitch and YouTube chats powered by First NorCal Credit Union. EJ Gomez, Alexander, Cowboy, appreciate you guys chiming in at this hour of the day. If you want to hop along, just search 95.7 The Game, like and subscribe. And again, we're streaming all week long, Monday through Friday, right here, your home of the Golden State Warriors, 95.7 The Game. And we got your coverage tonight starting at 6 o'clock with Warriors Live. And then we got the great Tim Roy being on the call. 7 o'clock tip, again, Warriors at Sacramento, final game of the group stages in the in-season tournament. A lot on the line. You make it, you cannot make it. Awful lot riding on this. And our fans, you you kind of want to make it at this point, right? Would you be disappointed, Warriors fans, if you didn't make the in-season tournament, the knockout stage? I think at this point you would be. What say you? 888-957-9570. More from Draymond Green on needing to adjust where I see fit. These are just great.
They made it clear that they're going to hold everything against me that I've done before. So they've made that clear. That's okay. Need to adjust where I see fit, where my teammates see fit, where my coaches see fit, our front office sees fit. You know, the people that I care about, that I trust, that when I hear them say something, it means something to me. And that's all the people that's in here in this grind every day.
All right. This is the creme de la creme, though. I'm not going to change how he plays the game. Actually, we have a bonus creme de la creme after that, but we'll get to this one. I thought this was the best soundbite of the bunch. Finally, Draymond talking about not changing how he plays.
You know, I think the consensus amongst all of us is I'm going to be me no matter what, and that's not going to change. But in saying that, there's always a better way that something can be done. You know, and so figuring out a better way, I think, is the consensus amongst all of us. But I cannot play the game of basketball like, oh, man, I can't do this because they're probably looking at it and they're going to do what they're going to do regardless. And I'm not going to play basketball worried about what they're going to do. I'm going to play basketball the way I play basketball. The way I play basketball has gotten me here. The way I play basketball has brought me a tremendous amount of success individually and from a team standpoint. So I'm going to always be myself, not changing that. But like I said, I do understand and know that there's room for growth. There are different ways to handle things, and I need to be better in those moments in different situations.
Oh, boy, I better be careful. The unapologetic Draymond apologist. It's a great name, by the way. Is in the YouTube chat. Better be careful. All we're asking is for not to put guys in, chokeholds or headlocks. Let's just not do that. That's just all we're asking for, Draymond. I get it, protecting your teammate. And his play on the court has been great. It's been fine. Of course, it's just, getting suspended for 5 games where we're like, okay, can we not do that? Can we have our best defender out there on a team that desperately needs it? On a team that has looked desperately old and slow at times and needs a rim protector and someone that could switch onto multiple people because God loves Stephen Curry and Chris Paul. That's not their strong suits. It's all we're asking for, Draymond, is just to stay on the court. And yes, you can't turn off that switch, if you will, with Draymond Green. It's always going to be there. That's just who he is as a competitor and as a person. That's him. He's not going to change, to his point. And you don't want him to. Because to his point, the moment you start overthinking, if I'm being too aggressive or not, that's when your play is going to dip exponentially. It's a lot like when we were talking about Brock Purdy and talking about the turnovers and the 3-game losing streak. The whole conversation was like, does he have to change the way he plays? You have to kind of limit these turnovers, man. It's like, no, you live with them. Brian Baldinger is going to join Bonte and Shaska at 7:30. He talked about this during that losing streak. I don't want Brock to change the way he's been playing. Yeah, the turnovers stink. They hurt. They costed us some games. But if he starts worrying about those and overthinking it, the losses are going to keep piling because his overall play is going to start dropping. The level of play is going to start dropping exponentially. And we can't have that. So I'm going to live with these scary throws to Ayuk when I'm throwing across my body, rolling right, going back shoulder, just doing everything textbook that you should not be doing and driving my head coach crazy. But sometimes it's going to work out. Sometimes it's not. But I will live on that fine line. And Draymond Green has lived on that fine line throughout his career. Now, his past is catching up with him, has caught up with him. They are now using the past to justify, the suspensions. It plays a part into it. His priors, if you will. So, to Draymond's point, he's not going to change. I just don't want you putting guys in headlocks. That's it. I think that's what most fans can agree on, right? 888-957-9570. This was my favorite one. The bonus, I said, the creme de la creme. Here's Draymond talking about Rudy Gobert.
You have sort of a history with Rudy Gobert. Did you see his comments after the whole tussle? And what do you think about what he said, if you did?
I mean, it's 2023. You see everything these days. What's my comment about what he said? No comment is a comment, right? All right, cool.
I almost timed it perfect. That's 2 Jabba the Hutt laughs in there, too. Those are like 5 seconds each. That was 16 seconds of silence. Draymond Green, big Simon and Garfunkel fan, clearly. Because the sounds of silence, right? Oh, my God. No comment's a comment. Actually, Draymond, you will have to say something. No comment is a comment, but silence, by definition, is nothing. So that doesn't give us anything. But God bless him. His podium game's still strong. Klay Thompson's, on the other hand, boy, got a little bit in his feelings yesterday. It happens. Do we have that sound? Let me see if I had cut that one yesterday. I will check. Sort by ID. It's all right. We'll grab it. All good. But Klay Thompson basically was, asked a question. A line of questions that kind of insinuated, if he is aware that, changes could be made to the starting lineup. Are you aware that, you've been here for a long time, but, the starting lineup hasn't been getting off to hot starts. It has not been playing well. You being part of that, you haven't been playing well. Andrew Wiggins hasn't been playing well. Long story short, Klay's like, I'm a champion. Wiggs is a champion. It is what it is. I'm going to keep shooting, keep doing my thing. And then basically he next questioned Tim Kawakami. And to Tim's credit, he was not taking anything personally or anything like that. He just went onto Twitter and talked about it and caused up a little storm. But we'll get that sound here in a second. But Klay Thompson's a huge storyline right now. As much as we wanted to, poke fun at Draymond Green, the 5-game suspension, which was massive. I mean, missing 5 games when you desperately needed your best defensive player, that hurts. That's something that Draymond's going to have to wear and own. Having said that, when Draymond's been on the court, his play's been pretty damn good. Klay, we're almost 20 games in the season. It is what it is at this point. He's going to give you a game here or there, but for the most part, he's going to be pretty average. And for a team that desperately needs a second star to step up, it's got to be riding on him. It's got to be tough. And his frustrations were boiling over a little bit. You've been seeing it. Kicked the chair the other day in the Spurs game when you got the win, but it was an ugly win. Let that team hang around far too long. One of the worst offensive teams in the league in the San Antonio Spurs. Although GP2 with the sickest play of the year so far. SWAT on Victor Wembanyama. Let's go. What did Tim Roy say? He's the tallest 6'3" man in the world. Love that. Great Timmy Roy. He'll be on the call tonight, 7 o'clock. But 888-957-9570. Where's the biggest concern at right now with the Golden State Warriors? Is it Klay? Is it Wiggins still, who has some spurts here and there, but we're still waiting for the consistency that we saw during the All-Star season, during that playoff run, during the first half of last season? Is it Wiggins? Is it the Draymond Green antics? Is that bothering you? Because it's basically everyone outside of Stephen Curry needs to raise their game up if this is going to be a championship team. And I just don't know if that's in the cards. Now it's early. But again, at what point do we quit saying it's early? We're almost 20 games into the season. Damn near a quarter of the way done. The in-season tournament's approaching. And you could be playing against, again, some of the legit contenders come, March, April, May, June. So 888-957-9570. Biggest concern right now with the Golden State Warriors. Love to take your calls there. As again, they take on the Sacramento Kings tonight. Tonight. Shout out Genesis, Phil Collins. But this Sunday, it's the game of the week, baby. I'm so excited. Eagles, Niners. I don't have a dog in the fight. I just want great football. And I think that's what we were robbed in the NFC Championship game. We were robbed of great football. Also, my wallet was robbed a little bit because I may or may not have had a significant sum on the 49ers that day. Yeah, that exploded within the first, along with Brock Purdy's elbow. Exploded. Gone. Give it to me, Kype.
Gone.
Thank you. Giants doing anything? I saw thumbs down. I saw an article. Who was it yesterday? Was it Feinson? Someone who was on MLB Network. Giants, they need Ohtani. They're the most desperate team for Shohei Ohtani. And then right behind them was, but then there's the Boston Red Sox. Well, who's going to win that battle for him? He's not going to the Giants. He's not going to the Red Sox. You know where he's going. He's going to the Dodgers. He's going to the Braves. He's going to the Yankees. We know how this ends. We just know how it ends. Aaron Judge. I was the one that got the breaking news last year. We had a bet going on. What show's going to get the breaking news first when Aaron Judge, is he going to sign with the Giants? Well, he signed back with the Yankees. God, that was almost a year ago now, wasn't it? I remember because I rejoined right at 5:30 with I'm Having a Blue Christmas. It was great. It's tremendous. I think I heard Sam yelling. I heard Shasky yelling. There was a lot of yelling happening that day in the Bay. Awful lot. I just don't want Giants fans to get their hopes up. I don't. Now, expectations are different. Bob Melvin coming into town. And don't worry, we'll get back to the Eagles, back to the Niners. Just want to spend a couple minutes on the Giants because there's still a team here. I know they don't have any star power or sex appeal, and I love Logan Webb and Camilo Doval, but come on. Shohei would be massive, but I just don't see it. Matt Chapman? Huh? Him and Bo Mel pretty tight. I think Chapman, did he say he actually sees Bob Melvin as kind of a second dad to him? Hey, played well with the A's. I don't know if he's $200 million worthy for a glove and average offense, but you know what? You did that with Brandon Crawford for a long time, so is what it is, right? 888-957-9570. Off the hot stove. Back to football. Deebo Samuel. We all remember this little soundbite in exchange with the Zach Gelb show via CBS Sports Radio a few months back.
Deebo Samuel here with us. Well, something that is your call. I saw what you said about the Eagles back at the Super Bowl at Sirius, where if Brock Purdy didn't get hurt, you guys would have won that game by double digits. Why would that have been the case?
I don't know. That's old.
So do you not still believe that?
I mean, I do, but I mean, we're not. We're not gonna keep talking about it. I mean, I said what I said.
Gotcha. So then what happens this year when you play Philly on December 3rd?
I don't know. Just wait till week 13, 12, whatever week it is, and we'll show you.
Well, then you know how that's going to go down. You're going into Philadelphia. Those fans are going to be booing you loud. You have a message for Eagles fans?
Hey, guys.
Yeah?
All right, we're good to go.
What do you mean? We have Deebo on right now.
Yeah, I know, but we're going to head into camp right now.
Are you serious? Okay. Thank you. There you go.
Bye.
Deebo Samuel right there. Doesn't want to answer a few questions. Are you serious?
He was serious. Bye. Here's publicist or his agent, whoever that was. We're good to go. Peace. So that's just a little taste of the salty back and forth between the Eagles, between the Niners. And I'm loving every second of it. We need some good old-fashioned sports hate in our lives. It fuels us. It's like the Emperor talking to Darth Vader. Use your hateful and aggressive feelings, Niner fans, this week. I want you to. That red is Sith red this week, all right? You're going up against, well, I guess Luke Skywalker won. But don't even worry about that. If you want to go deep into the weeds, Qui-Gon Jinn had a green lightsaber. He got bopped, all right? Darth Maul, night-night. See you later. I don't think there's any blue team on the schedule other than the Seahawks later on. So that metaphor works for now. We need some sports hate this week, 49er fans, or real hate. But I try not to preach that. I try not to use that word in my household. My son, he checks me on it. I hate certain things. He's like, Dad, don't say you hate anything. I was like, God, I've really become a parent. I'm saying the exact thing my parents said to me. Don't use the word hate. And I try to live like that. I strongly dislike this thing. And with my wife and I last night, we were doing a gingerbread house. It's a little early, but that's fine. We had the kid. The kid wanted to do it. Whatever. Nothing, I swear to God, nothing more stressful in the holiday season than building one of those damn gingerbread houses and making it not fall over. They are so janky. The pieces never go right. The icing is supposed to be like this cement, and it falls apart every time. God, they're the worst. And then by the time that they're all ready to go, the kids lost interest. We'll see tonight. It's all done drying. I don't think it fell over. God, the dog, then the baby tried to hit it, tried to get the Loma Prieta part 2 with the gingerbread house. I don't want that happening. Who's with me on the gingerbread houses being the most stressful thing of the year? 888-957-9570. We're up against it. We'll come on back. We're going to hear from Klay Thompson and Kawakamy's exchange. More from Deebo Samuel. More from the Eagles, Niners trash talk, and Warriors Kings in-season tournament group stage finale tonight in Sacramento. We'll have all that coverage today right here on 95.7 The Game, your home of the Golden State Warriors and your home of the pregame show, Joe Spadoni on 95.7 The Game.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
Cyber Golden.
Welcome back. Oh, there it goes. Twisting and turning our way on a Tuesday in the Bay. Gotta pop the back sometimes. I'm an old man. 30. You know, you get to a certain age, 30 for me, back starts tightening it up. It's getting cold out there. Gotta warm it up, you know? Layers, people. It's cold out there. Be safe. If you're just waking up, getting off work, getting ready for school, getting ready for the holiday season, it is upon us. Which means I got to start getting some of my Christmas music back here, baby. You start getting some. You always go with the classics, though. You go Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, Andy Williams, Nat King Cole, everyone. You know what? I'll toss in a little Michael Bublé here and there. I met Michael Bublé, actually, last time I was in Disneyland. Him and his family, you know, were getting escorted out by one of those, you know, tour guide people. Usually that's your sign. If you ever see a celebrity there, they'll have the one tour guide person with them that kind of ushers them in and out of places. But Michael was there with his family. He said, "Hey, Michael Bublé, love your music." He's like, "Thanks, man." Gave me like a sign language for love or whatever. I was like, nice guy. And that's all I'm going to judge him on by that one meeting. There you go. Don't know how he is, you know, outside of that, but he was there with his family, said hi to me. Thumbs up in my book. And now we're going to get some Michael Bublé Christmas rejoiners. You better believe it. Maybe some Justin Bieber. I'm all about it. Christmas music puts me in a good mood. And now that I have kids, I can see the enjoyment through their eyes now too. It's awesome. It's awesome. You know what else is awesome? It's Klay Thompson sound. You like that for a segue? Klay Thompson spoke to the media yesterday. Warriors-Kings tonight, 7 o'clock. Final NBA in-season tournament group stage play for the Dubs. And here is Klay Thompson and Tim Kawakami of The Athletic having a little, you know, back and forth.
Kurt talks a lot about believing in his guys, especially the starting lineup. Won championship not too long ago. Having patience, letting guys kind of, you know, find their game. How aware are you of that kind of patience, and how much do you value it?
What do you want me to bench me?
No. It's like that's
you want bench Wiggs.
I don't think I said that.
Okay. I mean, you can suggest it. It's fine. But I mean, thanks, Steve. I guess. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you earn these things like patience and time to find yourself. And I think history is on our side when it comes to that stuff.
You say that. Have you heard people say that, or?
No, I don't care what people say. Like, they don't do what we do. They can't do what they do. That's why they talk. Why would I? Like, come on. I don't care what people say. At this point in my life. Next question.
I don't care what people say. Next question. Sounded like he cared what they said. And how could you not? He's human. I mean, this guy has won 4 titles for this team. And you know what? It almost always never ends well with aging stars. Almost never. Like the what we're seeing from Stephen Curry, from, LeBron James, guys like that. Hell, if we want to go another sport, Tom Brady. And we got some Tom Brady sound a little later, and Alex Smith responding to Tom Brady's sound about mediocrity and quarterback play, but we'll get to that maybe next segment. But those guys are rare. Those guys, that doesn't happen. Usually, the slow decline of play is what we're seeing with Klay Thompson when it comes to stars in the NBA. This is usually what it looks like, especially if you had 2 major injuries, right? You have thousands of minutes logged on those legs, that body, everything. Countless of NBA Finals games, playoff games, just so much wear and tear. And he was a high-level defender, which also takes a lot out of you. This is what it starts to look like when the body starts to break down. It doesn't reverse back. And if you start seeing a reverse back in play and it's at an all-time high, usually that's a little fishy. You mainly see that in baseball, if you guys know what I'm talking about. We had a guy here, may or may not have been linked to certain things, but you know what I'm talking about. This is what it looks like with aging stars. It's not fun. And I'm not saying he's washed. I'm not saying Klay's done. I'm not saying they have a better option right now, although Moses Moody in the starting lineup was interesting. And Bonte always harps on this, and he's right. And Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky, they'll be on here in about 20-plus minutes. Brian Baldinger, 7:30. And the man asking the questions to Klay Thompson, Tim Kawakami of The Athletic at 9:20. Not going to want to miss that. Plus, we have the knockout tournament today. Hey, haven't even teased that. We will have a separate streaming option on Twitch and YouTube for the knockout tournament, and our very own Daryl the Guru Johnson will be mic'd up for that. I don't know how good it's going to sound. I got the call from Big Boss Man yesterday. Hey, Spadoni, good job, by the way, today. Guru's going to be mic'd up. I don't know how good it's going to sound. I'll let you pot him in and out if he sounds good. So we'll see. Coach, if he's huffing and puffing on the radio and deep breathing into my ear, I might just keep him potted down. But if he's feeling himself and he's not winded out there, you know what? Live Mike Goo, do the knockout tournament against some callers, some roasters, some whoever's, loyal listeners. Whew, that sounds fun. That sounds like it should be pay-per-view, but we're giving it to you for free, baby. Because that's what we do here at 95.7 The Game. Free as me. And we got one more segment coming up. Man, we are flying by today. I'm so damn happy. On a Tuesday, nonetheless. Usually the worst day of the week, but I'm excited. It's like a Monday for me on the pregame show. A lot to talk about. More reaction from you. 888-957-9570. What did you think of Klay Thompson's back and forth with Tim Kawakami? What do you think of his play overall this season? And what's his role in the team going forward? Has nothing changed? Does something have to change? What say you? 888-957-9570. Continue to take your calls and texts there, plus some more sound from Alex Smith calling out the GOAT. You're not going to want to miss this. The pregame show, Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution.
Game.
Welcome back. Pregame show, Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game. One more segment here for you before handing it off to Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky. Again, Brian Baldinger, 7:30, as he is each and every Tuesday with the Morning Roast. Brian Baldinger, NFL insider with 95.7 The Game and also NFL Network analyst, former NFL offensive lineman. He was doing the game on the radio side for the Eagles and Bills, so he will have a very comprehensive breakdown of the strengths, the weaknesses of that Eagles team. They are different than the team they faced last year against the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. But now the Niners, they'll have their quarterback, and hopefully longer than, a couple of series. So can't wait for that. And then plus Tim Kawakami at 9:20 of The Athletic, who had back and forth with Klay Thompson. And a lot of you on the chat, on the Comcast Business text line, Dylan, my guy, who's always bright. Always bright. That's actually a nice thing to say. Yes, Dylan's very bright. He also is always up early and is now moving up into the Mount Rushmore of pregame show, interactors, if you will. But Dylan on the 209 says, Tim should read the room and not ask a stupid question, in my opinion. I don't think there was anything stupid about the question. I thought that was a very fair question. One more time, I'm going to play it for the audience. If you're just joining us, the pregame show, Joe Spadoni. Tim Kawakami of The Athletic, longtime Bay Area sports writer here. He may have been blocked by him on social media. It happens. But here's TK talking to Klay Thompson yesterday in the media availability portion of Warriors practice.
Kurt talks a lot about believing in his guys, especially the starting lineup. Won championship not too long ago. Having patience, letting guys kind of, find their game. How aware are you of that kind of patience, and how much do you value it?
What do you want me to bench me?
No. It's like that's
bench Wiggs.
I don't think I said that.
Okay. I mean, you can suggest it. It's fine. But thanks, Steve. I guess. I don't know. Sometimes you earn these things like patience and time to find yourself. And I think history is on our side when it comes to that stuff.
You say that, dude. Have you heard people say that, or?
No, I don't care what people say. They don't do what we do. They can't do what they do. That's why they talk. Why would I? Come on. I don't care what people say. At this point in my life. Next question.
It's a totally fair question. It's totally fair. Listen to that first part one more time, and I'll cut it off after that.
Kurt talks a lot about believing in his guys, especially the starting lineup. Won championship not too long ago. Having patience, letting guys kind of, find their game. How aware are you of that kind of patience, and how much do you value it?
What do you want me to bench me?
He's basically asking, hey, are you aware of how much patience your head coach has with you guys right now? Because you and Andrew Wiggins have not been playing well. And Tim Kawakami never said that he was going to bench him. He was asking a specific question in regards to, how understanding and how, grateful, basically, are you, Klay, to your head coach that he still has faith in you and trust in you? That's how I took it. Klay perceived it as, hey, this guy's trying to get me to say, maybe I should take one for the team or anything like that. Well, that's how Klay took it. But it was a totally fair question. And right now, just looking at the stats, and, numbers, never lie, right? Was that Hugh Douglas, Jamel Hill? I think Hugh Douglas is going to join the guys this week. 94 WIP, former Eagle, too. That's what Klay's averaging. 15 points, 71st in the league. 3.3 boards, 150 plus. 2.3 assists, 123rd. And 40% from the field, which is 131st. It's not good. It's not good enough if you want to be a championship team. And I get it. We keep saying it's early, Spadoni. It's early. Why are you judge? Why are you saying championship right now? We're not even in December. Because we're almost 20 games in. And I think that's a good benchmark about how potentially the rest of the season can go to this point. You look at Andrew Wiggins, right? Same thing. Pull up his stats. Averaging 11.8, which is 117th in the league. 41% from the field. Averaging an assist a little over that and a little over 4 boards a game. Okay. It's not going to cut it. You can't just be living off Stephen Curry playing well every single night. And then the nights he doesn't, who's going to step up? Well, at times, it's had to be Dario Saric, who's looking like an in-season tournament god, by the way. You look at his prop bets. He gets after it in the in-season tourney games. He gets up for the big ones. This Dario guy. I love that drop. I need to find it. But someone needs to step up outside of Stephen Curry. I've been impressed with Moses Moody in his minutes. I've been impressed with CP3, Chris Paul. But putting it all on Chris Paul and Stephen Curry, don't know how long that's going to last. And if that's a recipe for success, right?
Next question.
Hey, come on, Klay. We're just having fun.
Next question.
That's going to be a great one. Good morning to all of you just getting off work, getting ready for work, getting ready for school. This is the pregame show, Joe Spadoni. Got about 5 minutes left here. I wanted to get to this sound before, it gets lost in the shuffle and we're focused on Niners, Eagles, because this is more of a broader topic in the NFL. But we played the sound last week, and I'll play it for you one more time. Tom Brady, as we shift back to the NFL for a little bit, for these last few minutes of the pregame show. Tom Brady talking about, a lot of mediocrity in today's NFL when it comes to the quarterback position. And a lot of people took offense to that. A lot of people like, oh, now that Tom's out of the league, he's dumping on it, stuff like that. Well, this league, they're the reason he could play till he's 45 because they adjusted all these rules because of his injuries, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Here's Tom talking about it real quick.
I think there's a lot of mediocrity in today's NFL. Yeah. I don't see the excellence that I saw in the past.
Why not?
And
why not?
I think the coaching isn't as good as it was. I don't think the development of young players is as good as it was. The rules have allowed a lot of bad habits to get into the actual performance of the game. Mm-hmm. So I just think the product, in my opinion, is less than what it's been. I look at a lot of players like Ray Lewis and Rodney Harrison and Ronnie Lott and guys that impacted the game in a certain way, and every hit they would have made would have been a penalty. You hear coaches complaining about their own player being tackled and not necessarily, why don't they talk to their player about how to protect himself? We used to work on the fundamentals of those things all the time. Now they're trying to be regulated all the time. Offensive players need to protect themselves. It's not up to a defensive player to protect the offensive player. A defensive player needs to protect himself. I didn't throw the ball to certain areas because I was afraid players were going to get knocked out. Mm-hmm. That's the reality. Wow. I didn't throw it to the middle when I played Ray Lewis because you knock him out of the game, and I couldn't afford to lose a good player.
Okay, that was Tom Brady, the GOAT, on the Stephen A. Smith show, talking about a lot of mediocrity and, how the defensive rules and the rules predicated on, helping the offense out and, penalizing the defensive player for making big-time hits has affected the quarterback play a lot. And you heard it from Tom there. Hey, I can't throw it, when I'm going up against, the Rodney Harrisons, the Ray Lewises. I can't throw it in certain areas of the field because my guys, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, or Gronk, are susceptible to getting popped, getting knocked out of the game. So that changes the way I have to view the field. I have to look at it differently. The anticipation of my throws is going to be different. The trajectory of them, everything changes all of that. So I think Tom Brady was actually, caping up for the defense here in today's game more than anything. But a lot of the cynics out there, a lot of people look at that comment from Tom Brady and they're like, oh, here's this guy, Tom Brady, benefited for the last decade plus with these rule changes. Hey, he got his knee taken out. Can't dive low at the quarterback knees anymore. Can't do that. Hey, head hunting, got to get rid of that. Hey, any hand hitting the quarterback's helmet? Nope, can't do that. That's all Tom Brady's fault. No, that was the NFL realizing if we lost the face of our league because someone dived or dove at their knees in week 1 or 2, when it was week 1, right? Who were they playing? The Chiefs? I forget who they were playing. Patriots way back when. Tom Brady blew out his ACL, out for the season. Matt Castle took over. Had a pretty good year, actually turned that into a contract with the Kansas City Chiefs. But the NFL realized, yeah, we need to keep these quarterbacks safe because they're the face of our league. And this is going to be an offensive-driven league going forward because more points equals more clicks, more revenue, more streaming, all that, more views, all of it. That's bigger than Tom Brady. So I'm not here to put all of that onus on Tom. But here's Alex Smith, former San Francisco 49er, former Kansas City Chief, former Washington football teamer, responding to Tom Brady's comments. And this was on Sunday Morning Countdown, ESPN on Sunday.
Listen, first off, let me just preface this. I love Tom, the GOAT. But
you don't need to say that. But you need to say it. Just get him.
First off, he hasn't been retired that long. He was just playing. Like, he just won a Super Bowl in the current game. Like, is he discounting that one? And then my biggest complaint with this, and no offense to you guys, well, all three of you guys, he played in the most uncompetitive division, I think, in NFL history. I mean, you come out of training camp, the biggest cupcake division, you got a ticket to the playoffs right away. Like, talk about mediocre. I completely disagree with this. I know he's referencing the rule changes over the middle to the receiver, but in my opinion, I think the game's gotten better. There's more parity across the league. Quarterback play is at an all-time high, I think, across the league.
Quarterback play is at an all-time high across the league. I just don't buy that. I don't. There's a reason why CJ Stroud, and he's been great, there's a reason as a rookie is in the conversation for MVP. That would never have happened in the last 50 plus years. I think it's only happened. Has it only happened one time? Yeah, Jim Brown, right? Doesn't happen. The reason that's happening is because quarterback play has been so down. We don't even know who the MVP is right now. Usually, we have an indicator of that because there's someone playing so extraordinary at such a high level that, you know what, this is the clear leader in the clubhouse. We don't have that. Now, Jalen Hurts, maybe he's the leader. I mean, Vegas would tell you that. In a great game against the Buffalo Bills when they needed him to win. He's been clutch. Brock Purdy, he's up there. Patrick Mahomes, he's always going to linger. He might run away with it. Big win against the Raiders this past week. Maybe that catapults his, his third MVP? God, guy's unbelievable. So maybe that happens. But I'm sorry. I'm not here to listen to Alex Smith try to say that Tom freaking Brady is wrong when it comes to the quarterback play in the NFL. I'm not here to listen to I'm not going to call him a bust, but the disappointment that is Alex Smith. And listen, he was strong. Guy almost lost his leg. Nothing but respect for him. But I will politely say and politely yield the floor to Tom Brady when it comes to quarterback play in the NFL. Oh, we're up against it. Oh, my goodness. We blew past this. Morning Roast next. Brian Baldinger, 7:30. Tim Kawakami, 9:20. Morning Roast next. 95.7 The Game.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco.